If you're anything like us and producing content at scale, you quickly notice the quality starts to drop as volume increases. This is one of those problems you're gonna face. You may have heard of the accordion method. Is like do as many as you can and then bring it back in, bring the quality so you can get it back together, then go out again. So get more volume, scale back to get quality so we can get it maintainable and build the systems around it. Our editors could smash out long format videos very easily, very quickly. But when tasked with editing shorts, we reached for tools like Opus Clip to cut snippets from the videos. Now, obviously, these did not perform as well as we'd like, and we knew that we had to do something to fix it, right? You can't just expect, AI's hyped up a lot of the time, but sometimes we just need to put some elbow grease and actually get it done ourselves. So there are a heap of other optimizations we could make to improve our content. So thumbnails, titles, animations, better B-roll, the list goes on. But we made this one change that turned our shorts along with our long form, funnily enough, a little side effect, from meh to way better in a couple of weeks. And this is how we did it. So we were busy wasting money on okay or average. And it's content that isn't seen cannot drive leads. That's obviously a given, right? If no one's watching it, no one's looking at it, it's not engaging, you're not going to get any leads from it. You've hired your head of content to manage the team. You've hired multiple editors for redundancy and a social media manager to publish all that content, and you're burning cash. It's going down the drain. Nah, it's not. We're doing good stuff. But the views are low, and you know why? The content just doesn't feel right. You know that if someone else made the clip, you would also just scroll right past it. It's not giving you, it's not hooking you, it's not doing the right things. So we get it. We were there. We were here. And now we're sharing how we got out of that hole. So strap in. So thankfully, there is a way out of this hole, and you just need to focus and identify the biggest constraint. So what is the one thing that, if perfected, would change the game? So we had to think long and hard about this, right? And we had to get aligned on that one thing. So what are we going to cover in this video? We are going to identify the skill gap. We're going to create a clear development plan, look at the strategy, and we're going to talk about practicing and regular feedback. We're going to measure and review the progress, and then we're going to embed those skills in the team so that we can absorb them, lock them in, and keep moving forward. So identifying the core problem. So what's the one thing? What is the one thing? There are many fires building a business all the time, but what is the one thing that's going to have the biggest return on investment? So yeah. We do know this. There are hundreds of problems, but sometimes you just got to let those fires burn. There's a lot of ways to say that, and this is the nice PG way. You might even be surprised if you focus on the one thing, it might even make the other issues go away. Well, one, they may not become important in a couple of months' time, or as a byproduct, by solving one thing, it solves other things. This happens all the time in business. So Steve Jobs was famously obsessive about focus, not just in the sense of working hard, but in the ruthless discipline of saying no to almost everything so that the team could pour energy into one or two things that mattered most, right? So this quote is, deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. I think this is just so important when you're running a business, because you do only have so much time and so many resources, especially when you're starting and when you're building, even when you're scaling. At any stage, to be honest, you never have unlimited everything. So humans also struggle with doing multiple things at once. If you can focus on one area at a time, you'll be far more successful in achieving your goals and actually solving the problem for good. The team's one demon to tame. Thank you, Daryl. What was the core problem? So Epic content has a few key pieces. We know this. We are still in the process of perfecting our content. We're no experts. We're not pretending we are, but we're showing you how we're fixing one thing at a time to become and to work towards that. But the key to stopping a scroll and actually having people watch the content comes down to a handful of things executed perfectly. So the hook, which is that first 10 seconds if you're short form, 30 seconds to a minute on long form. The thumbnail, the title, the story, all of those things matter. We chose to focus on the one thing, which is the hook, right? We believed that if we fixed the hook, we would improve the view and the retention of all of our content. This has kind of been spoken by many experts many times. It's like, fix that, grab the user. If you can get the user, you can get them to watch more, because it kind of get you that sunk cost fallacy. So we chose to focus on the hook. We knew that if we could nail this, we would have the viewer's attention and give the content the biggest chance of being seen and turning into leads, money, trust. All those kind of things that you're trying to get out of your organic content and even your ads, to be honest. So get the whole team on board. How do we solve this? So we need to craft a clear and achievable plan, and so do you. This is the most efficient method for improving any skill, is putting in the reps, right? Actually getting in the volume. Keep practicing the same thing over and over again until it becomes so easy to deliver the desired result that it is boring. You want to be such an expert. And after identifying that the hook was going to be our one thing, we started formulating our plan. We believe in moving quickly. Right? I hope that you could take that one thing in your business too. It's just move fast, make decisions quickly and act on them. So we had this idea of the discussion on a Friday, and by Monday, we wanted to see it in action. Right. So we wanted our team to practice editing shorts and focus primarily on the hook every single day, right? That is how you get better at something, is do the reps. So how do you translate this into real world practice? Like, easy to say, but how do we implement this in a team of editors? Get them to do the same thing every day. Give them a new piece of content and say, focus on the hook. That's your focus. Focus, focus, focus. Keep doing it. So whole squad, same goal. All hands on deck. So yeah, it does cost more money, right? It costs money to improve. It costs time, resources, like literal editing time spent doing practice. You do get something out. There's a nice thing about content. You actually end up with a result or a final asset. So you do get that out. It's not money for nothing. We get 10 times better content for footage we've already sunk the costs on planning, writing, and shooting. So we've already filmed this. How do we make it the best? So practice makes perfect. Who's heard that before? How did we do this? So we also worked with regular feedback and check-ins. So like I said, every single day. That's regular practice. And this is the key to unlocking skill mastery at pace. So every morning, the editing team is presented with a new challenge. Edit a given short in 2 hours and then return for a live feedback session. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, practicing that skill. Get good at it. So you end up hitting multiple angles for improvement using the strategy. So there are multiple angles to improve a skill. It's like you need to given the space to practice. So we've given that. We've given 2 hours a day to practice that skill, practice that hook, practice that edit. There's regular and fast feedback cycles. How? Well, we do a live review after. So the feedback is very fast. You do the 2 hours, then you get your feedback straight after with the team, right? So we're getting the whole team to review. So everyone's trying to, see what the other person did, see what's good, see what's bad, see what can be improved. Everyone's hearing that feedback at once. It's not siloed. It's created out in the open. And there are frequent reviews. This is part of those cycles. So we can also talk back in a week and say, okay, remember what you did there? That was good. This is better. You guys are improving. That's obviously giving feedback. We can talk on that. So when we started, we had lots of feedback. We're in now a couple of weeks/months in, and we can see that the feedback is slowly reducing. Why is that? Because everyone's getting better. So they don't need as much feedback anymore. And these skills are embedded directly into their role. So we're saying, create the skill and then use it every day. You do your 2 hours practice, but then now that's in your head. That's how you started your day. Now, everything else you're going to do, you're going to be thinking about that. Those hooks are important. Hooks are important for short and long form. All right. This is the best part. This is the results and how they speak for themselves. So measuring and reviewing our progress. If you want improvement, then you need to start measuring. There's no way to measure improvement without actually having data around it, right? You want to make decisions based on that. So within 2 weeks, we could already see measurable improvements in the shorts we were delivering. One, just purely based on taste, like how they felt, how they looked, how they grabbed us as watching ourselves back. Usually content that is you is not that engaging because it's you, but we actually found that, this is actually interesting. I find what I said more interesting in this type of way. So our average shorts went from 100 to 200 views and now sit between 600 to 800. Now look, that is a 4 times improvement, but it's still very small. We are still learning. Like I said, we're just giving you the insights to what we've learned and how you can also implement this on scale as a team and move quickly as fast as possible. And we know that there's a long way to go, right? But in a very short period of time of focus, we could already see that work is paying off. And we also realized that from this experiment, call it experiment or block of work, that putting more work in before recording, so pre-production, will make the content a lot better and make it even easier for the editors to create epic hooks. But that's a topic for another video, right? It's about pre-planning. But it's a nice thing. By focusing on the hook, we could see the holes and the gaps. And it's we actually came to the realization very fast that if we put in the effort and actually recorded better hooks, it would make the editor's job easier to do all the other stuff, like the visual hooks and then text hooks and all the other things. It would make it easier for them. Now, this is the cool part about it, is fixing the hooks didn't just affect our short form videos. So here's just quickly a before. You can kind of see the 9 views on that banger, not doing so good. And then after, we're cracking 860, 600. So we're getting much better results. And we're not talking a long time. July 24th, August 5th. There is a very short period of time in there. And then every time we get better, we're hoping to ratchet up so that one day we can look back and then we can laugh. Because we will. So keep pushing forward. This is key. This is anything that we do, especially in business and in content, is we need to embed these new skills. So we were amazed at the results of simply focusing on one problem. I honestly did not expect it to come around or see that much improvement that fast. which is really awesome to see. Obviously, the team's taken on board as a challenge. But by focusing on the hook, we were not only able to improve the views for our short form videos, but we also noticed a really interesting byproduct. And by investing the time to improve our short form videos, we've actually seen those skills translate and improve our long form as well. This is the game changer, right? So hooks are sharper, intros are solid, and if the YouTube gurus are right, which they probably are, it should translate into better retention with longer views over time. Get the viewer hooked, and away we go. So by fixing that one thing, we've actually fixed multiple things. Now, what's next? So we're going to keep focusing on hooks and short form so that we can continue to improve for the next couple of months, then start tackling the next thing. So once this is embedded in the team, you then start moving on to the next thing. But make sure you grab resources links below and subscribe to our channel so you can be first in line for the next video drops. I love that. But we've built up a whole game plan here in a document so that you can actually have a look and see how you can decide what to focus on next. I think this is a super key thing, and it's really nice to see what it looks like. We've done the same thing with marketing. We took the whole team and we basically went all in on marketing. And just by having everyone's attention on the same thing, you just get really interesting results because your brain shifts. Instead of trying to fix all these little things at once, you kind of go like, that's fine. Let it burn. Let the fire burn over there. We will address that later. And it's very good to provide clarity to the team. It's like, that is not the focus. This is. So by marketing as a whole, as a business thing, as a business focus is the key. And then what does that mean for editors? It means editors needs to improve their hook as a hook, and the video contributes to marketing through leads, etc. So we can all focus and move towards one goal, and everyone has like kind of micro goals within that goal to move forward. So highly recommend implementing this strategy. See how it goes. Let us know how it goes. Very keen to see you grow. And until next time, catch you on the next one.